Hi everyone, welcome back to Tara's Take. Today is Mass Monday, so we are going to make something pretty easy. We're just going to make these little foldouts that have triple pockets on the inside. I'm going to be using some more of my Tim Holtz paper because I enjoyed playing with it the other day and I still have it out, so I figured why not. So all you're going to need is some paper. You're going to need a bone folder or your scissors. You're going to need scissors to be scissors. Some stuff to decorate with. You're going to need your glue. And let's get started. Okay? Go ahead, and if you need to pause to get your stuff together, if you're going to join in. Just making sure that my glue is actually running. You know how it is. There we go. So today's Thursday, and I am filming this a day or two early. I usually do it on Friday, but got so much going on, I decided I was going to do this early. So I think I probably, let's see. Let me see. I probably folded that too far over. Knowing me, yeah, I did. I'm going to use a different piece for right now. I'll work with that one in a minute. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is pick your paper, and I've got double-sided, like I said. I'm using my Tim Holtz, and you're just going to bring it in, and you're going to fold it down approximately to where it's in thirds, okay? I'm not measuring. I'm just pulling the little Miss Tina trick, and kind of, it's not going to be absolutely perfect or anything, but close enough to get a cigar, okay? I'm going to get my cigar for this. No, I don't smoke. I'm kidding. I don't want a cigar. How about a brownie? I'll take a brownie. I could use some chocolate right now. Okay, there we go. So this week's videos are going to be up and good. Well, I'll talk about that later. So we've got our first set now. What you can do is either side. You can have it open toward either side. I'm going to have mine, yeah, I'm going to do it like, am I going to have it that way, or do I want to have it? Now, because these are so tall as well, because I'm using the 12 by 12, I think I'm going to go ahead, oh, I really folded that crooked, didn't I? Look at that. I think I'm going to go ahead and cut this in half and make two out of it, since it is super tall. Okay. And we're just going to fold this. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do it like this. But then this is going to be upside down, right? Ugh, I hate when I do that. When it's like a piece where... Let's do it this way instead, and this is going to be my outside, because I don't want this part to be upside down. So instead I'm going to fold it this way. So in my samples, I did them taller with an 8.5 by 11, but this is a good size, you know, for a journal. And this shows just how crooked I really did cut that paper. So we're just gonna run these scissors along this edge and clean it up a little bit. Okay. But yeah, this is a good height if you're using 12 by 12s and you don't want it to be, you know, the height of, or you could cut it maybe just, you could cut it two different sizes. You could make one taller and one smaller like this. I mean, however you want to do it. But now we're going to go ahead and I'm going to press this down, and what I want to do is I'm going to cut, just because when you fold this up as a pocket, I want to have it mitered just enough so that when I bring it up, it's not running into the other side. And I'm going to do that on my two folds, okay? And as you can see by this piece, it's a very small amount, okay? So you just kind of take it from the corner right there and run it perpendicular practically up along the side. Okay. And then once you have it like that, you'll see you have your three pockets, and they're not going to be hitting each other like they would have been, okay? Alright, so I'm gonna get my glue. These are so easy, which, you know, if you hang out with me by now, you know I really do like easy. I don't like things to be too complicated. I think it's fun to just work with the paper. I try once in a while to do, that one really came out. I try once in a while to do projects that aren't paper, that are just, you know, like different. But you know what? When it all boils down to is I started doing junk journals mostly because I love paper. Can I see a show of hands? How many of you are paper lovers? That's me. I really am. And I love working with paper. And so you're going to see me try to always do more projects geared with paper than I am anything else. Especially when it comes to folding it and cutting it and gluing it. I love doing that. It's just fun to me to turn paper into something it's not beforehand, you know. And yeah, that's my jam. If we're really, you know, splitting hairs about what I like to do most, it's play with paper. I've told you guys often I have a paper fetish, and so I think probably actually I could do this on the outside, and then if I wanted to. However, oh, that's true, I don't want my pockets on the outside. I started to do that and went, wait a minute, what are you doing? So this is folded a tad bit crooked, so I'm gonna go like this, holding this down, and press that out so that I can straighten that out some, so when it closes it's even. And then all I'm gonna do to correct is trim the top by holding it like this, and I can see where I need to bring this down just a tad, because if you remember right, I said, oh, I cut that crooked. Yeah, so, or I folded it crooked. That was that problem right there. So there we go. So there's the first one. And now what I was doing, and you don't have to, but I was taking this corner here and I was trimming that off so that, because it made it so short though, I'm not really sure it's going to work as well. Let me see. I mean, it could, but at the same time, I don't know. Let's see. I think I will, but I'm going to do it like this because I want it to be, and I'm going to take it across to that corner where it folds right there. So there we go, when you close it there. And then I'm thinking if I wanted to, I could do like a tuck right there even, using this, which would be kind of cute. And then we could put like a little, and I only did that because it's so short. You could even fold it this way. I'm just kind of fiddling because I just was doing this with the other day and playing with a piece of plain old paper, but now that I'm seeing it with print, it looks different and I could do different things. This could actually like be glued down in the back, okay, and then open up like this. So I think mine on this one, I think I am going to do that. And I'm going to grab my little thing here because I have these. Is that where? No, they're in here. Sorry. I have 3 boxes over here, and I'm pulling them all down. Oh, here they are. Okay. I am going to grab my Tim Holtz little teeny tiny paper clips here. And I think I want to do this just for fun. Let's see how it looks. I don't even know, they might be too small to hold that. No, there we go. So there's first one. Okay, and I'm going to stick this in here because I may use it as like I said, like a tuck spot. We'll see. Moving on. Now, where am I? I'm going to grab another piece of paper. Let's do this cigar thing here. This one's interesting. Now I'm going to make this one taller. Okay, so I'm going to leave it its full height and see once I fold it up if it's way too tall or if it's actually a good height. I'll grab my ruler. I want to check something. I'm thinking if I just bring this in, my pencil here. So if I want to bring it in a third, we would do that at the 4 mark. So I'm going to fold that in to the 4 mark right there, that pencil mark. This part's going to be folded up anyway, so it won't show. So if you didn't see what I did, I just measured in 4 inches because it's 12 inches to get it to a third. I didn't do that before, and I'm just going to give it a try and see how that works for me. It's still a little off, but that's only because paper doesn't like to fold around itself very good. There we go. Now, this time, we're going to have, I'm wondering how long. My journals are always like 9 inches tall. So I just want to make sure that I make these pockets tall enough that I'm going to have room on my page. All right, so I brought it up to just about 7.5 inches for height with the 12 by 12, okay? If you're using a smaller piece, you of course would measure it differently. All right. Now, again, I'm going to cut it perpendicular right here. If I can get it to go. There we go. Right from that, oops, do I have glue all over this? I do. My scissors are kind of sticky. I was wondering why. It's because I've got like mucilage right there from tape or something. Okay. All right, and I'm gonna grab a different pair because they're arguing with me. Let's see. I actually totally need new scissors. My scissors are all getting old. I did, however, order some of my matte photo paper, so I was able to print out some, my, collaboration paper for tomorrow's video. Will be the first video for that collaboration for August with Tanya and Nanine. Okay, so there, now we have some larger pockets. Okay, and then I'm going to glue this, and I think it's easier to glue this down and then cut that part away. You could also, I think you could also fold it over and glue it down if you wanted to, depending on the thickness of your paper. It might be a little bulky if your paper's thick like mine, but if it's a, you know, more of a copy paper or thinner cardstock than this scrap of paper, then yeah, I think it would be good. I'll show you what I mean in a sec. These are some nice deep pockets, leaving the 12 by 12 in its original size. Okay. So today, like I said earlier, today is Thursday of last week. Right, this morning I am going to be at a preliminary hearing in court when you're watching this with my daughter about my grandson. I'm not going to go into detail after the fact. When we get this resolved, I will explain. But just to keep it brief, his great aunt is attempting to sever both parents' parental rights and adopt my grandson as her own. So that's what's going on. That's as much as I'll say right now about the details, because like I said, it's not even started yet, and I don't feel that I should talk about it on my channel. You know what I could have done was also cut these down just a little bit, or, you know, instead of, and I probably will next time, maybe just take off a couple inches or 1.5 inches or something, because these are a little bit deep. These are like really deep, and this pocket I'm noticing has a slight tear right there. but it's okay since they're already glued. But this is closing very nicely, as you can see. Okay, now you could choose to put this as like a journaling space, and you could have it with these on the outside and do it like a floating pocket journal spot. Okay, so that's a thought. If you wanted to, I would, if I were going to do that, I would probably put strips of coffee dyed copy paper on here so they'd have, you know, a space to write and not let this predominate, the pattern predominate. And you could even put, you can decorate of course, but you could also put coffee dyed paper here as well on this sections, just to kind of give it a different look. Now, what I was talking about earlier was you could technically, it wouldn't look good. Never mind. I was going to say you could fold it down. No, it wouldn't look good. That's why I didn't do it. You would want to cut this off so that, I'm just looking here. This is rising up. But you would want to cut this off so that it, if you wanted to make it into a V. What I'm thinking is, if I trim that off, I noticed it on this one and didn't, this one, and didn't particularly care for it, is why I folded it backwards like this, is that when you trim this off, all that shows is against, you know, there's nothing for this. I mean, it's just going to be this and this together. When it's closed, it's just going to be like the same pattern, and I didn't like that. That's why I folded it out like I did on this one. Yeah, so I don't know. I'll have to figure out what I want to do with that. Let me see here. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to use those guys, because I still really like that, and I'm not sure I want to use it for... This could go in my... If I cut this right, this could actually go in my travel journal. So maybe I will. It says voyage right here. That's what made me think of it. Let's see. So again, I'm going to mark it at the 4-inch mark. Okay. All right. Yeah, I slept a little bit more today, but the last 2 nights I have not slept good because of all of this. Yeah, I just kept waking up. I'm like, okay, and I had to just lay there and worship, I'll tell you, and just praise the Lord and thank Jesus for my grandson and for the fact that he's safe and that he's, you know, he is being cared about and cared for, and that, you know, my daughter's mistakes they are not equivalent of a mother who deserves to have her child severed from her. And then, you know, especially in light of many of the facts that are going to come out in this about the dad and what he did, you know, in the whole situation. So, yeah, I just I'm going to have to talk to the attorney, and we're going to have to go to the court. So I do covet your prayers, my sisters. I always say those, I don't want to assume that you're a Christian if you're watching. I don't want to assume that you pray. I don't want to assume you don't. I always respectfully say, if you are a believer and you do have a prayer life, please lift up my daughter and myself and Enoch to the Lord for, you know, just agreeing with us for his favor and his, you know, a favorable outcome for Maria, and for him, because he needs to know his mother. She loves him very, very, very much, despite anything that's happened that looks to the contrary, because it's not the contrary, is not true. And a lot of things have been said that are just untrue. And so I was there and I know what kind of mother she was. We were together in the same house. I know how attentive she was to him. I know the struggles that she has in herself about herself, but they have nothing to do with her love for her child. And many of you understand what I'm saying. How many of us have depression at times in our life or go through bad circumstances? Does that ever negate our love for our child? Because we're going through something within ourselves. It does not. And, you know, she does love her little boy. And it's a sad situation. I'll tell you, your friend Tara here is, I've always said it, and it's more so now than ever. The whole situation is heartbreaking to me. But it is what it is, and I'm not going to look at the past. I'm going to look at what the Lord will do. We talked very much the other day about the Lord covering us with his wings. And oh wow, am I praying about that and thanking him for the covering, that he is there. I climbed this morning. I told him, I climb into your lap, Lord. That is why I'm sitting here talking to you right now. I mean, because I just asked him for peace. Peace. I pray I'll be able to get a hold of the attorney. We are supposed to talk. My daughter told him she wants him to talk to me. I'm her biggest witness. And, you know, I tried to call and I couldn't get through. Well, I got through, but he was not there and his voicemail was full. So I couldn't get through to leave him a voicemail to give him my phone number. So by the time you hear this, I pray I will have talked to him. And I am nervous about talking to him. But, you know, that's probably to be expected, I would think. But, all right. There's that one. So we've got 3 different sizes here going. We've got a large, we've got a small, and a medium. So as you can see, you can do pretty much whatever you want with these. They're one of those that, and like I said, we could glue in some copy paper and make a really cute, this is good, I like this paper. We can make a really cute, what do you call it? See, it's not gonna work. This has print on it, but it's upside down. But it doesn't show up until you really look close, like it's a pattern. If you look, yeah, so that's a bummer. I don't really want to mess with too much thinking today, sorry. Let's see. But anyway, yeah, so what was I saying? Hoping to get through to him. So, all right, I think I'll make something with these guys. I'll be honest, I'm just not crazy about this paper. This particular print right here does nothing for me at all, like at all. I do like this side. So what I'll probably do is cover this with copy paper if I go to use it, because yeah, that would, oh, and there's writing on this one too. There's writing on almost all of them. But you really can't see it on here hardly at all. So I'm going to go ahead and go for it. So what else is going on? Oh, let's see. This week is another food drive. I'm going to be going to on Wednesday. Looking forward to that. Oh wait, did I do that right? Did I put that in the right spot? It feels like I put it too far over. Let me see. Yeah, the last one was really cool, and so I'm looking forward to doing that again with my church. And then this yesterday, I don't know how it's gone because it's not yesterday yet for me. So I will tell you about it next week. Let's see, what can I tell you about last week's church? It was so fun. I did go in and be with the kids and got to meet, what I kind of made it of my purpose was to go in and meet the kids that were new. I think I probably mentioned that in another video with you guys this week. But I went in and I was, you know, feeling brand new myself and was like, oh, I feel so, I mean, the ladies are nice and they're trying to make me feel welcome, but I feel like I don't know what I'm doing yet, you know what I mean? So even though they were making me feel welcome, I still felt kind of out of place. It wasn't their fault though. And so what I did was I went around and I introduced myself to the kiddos that were new. Anyone that had like a handwritten tag on their shirt, you know, I could tell that they were new, because we have it it's in our computer system. So when the parents come in, they sign in electrically, you know, through the computer, and then it prints out a receipt, it has a name of the child printed and all that. Well, if they were hand printed, I knew those kids were new. So I went over and talked to them, and it was very cool. It was very cool. So yeah. And I introduced him around to the other kids and told him, you know, I'm new too. And so we just kind of took him to the little toy store we have there where you get your Bible bucks and bucks. I'm saying that wrong. It's not Bible books, it's Bible bucks. And then you can buy treats in that store. It's kind of like, I think I told you about it. It's like it's almost like you'd see it at Chuck E. Cheese or a Peter Piper Pizza. It's very cool. So, and they love it, you know, and it's perfect, something perfect for the kids. It gives them incentive, you know, to learn Bible verses or bring their Bibles or listen really close during the class so they can answer the questions. And yeah, so that's what I did on Sunday with them. And then what else? Let's see. We had a really good service talking about the great exchange that we have with Jesus, and you know, how with him we get to exchange our ashes, you know, for his gift of life and hope and happiness and joy and peace. And, you know, we come to him with all these burdens, and you know, he gives us all this great, wonderful love and fills us with his spirit and gives us salvation. And you know, we receive so much when we come to Jesus that it's just amazing that anyone wouldn't want to have a relationship with him. You know, anybody, all of us who have a relationship with the Lord, you know, people ask us, you know, why do you believe in all that? Why do you believe? Well, first of all, my experiences have taught me that his word is true, because it's come to pass in my life over and over and over again. And that's why, you know, being in a situation like I'm in right now, I could be freaking out, but I'm not, because I know that my God is with me. But, you know, the other thing is that his word truly is infallible. And the word is, if you do study the word of God and then you research history, you will see that his word comes to pass. His word is true. It does do that which it is sent out to do. We have historical, factual historians that write about our Savior, that write about a man named Jesus who did rise from the dead. And that isn't the Bible. That's actually history. And you know, people don't know that unless they learn that. And if you just go through life thinking, the word of God, you know, the Bible's just a written book by men, let's take that into account. That book was not written like consecutively through. That book was written over the course of thousands of years, translated verbatim. We have the scripts. We have the actual, you know, what do you call them? The scrolls. We have those, the actual scrolls that are dated back to thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And we have not just a few of them, we have thousands of them that show that the word of God passed through the generations. I mean, so his word is true, and he proves it in each one of our lives every day. So if you don't know the Lord and you're here listening to me right now, I encourage you to take the time to find out, because you're playing with your own eternity, and that's not a wise thing to do if you're not certain where you're going to end up when you leave this life. You need to go and find out about this Jesus we talk about. Let's see. So I had a lot of fun teaching the babies. They're amazing, the kids. They really are. Now this has a lot of writing on both sides, so I'm not going to use that. I hate that I'm having to go through and like cherry pick this. It actually looks like yeah, I couldn't have used that page anyway. Let me see. I have other 12 by 12s down here that are not Tim Holtz. Oopsie, sorry guys. Let's see, I have a couple of pages left in this one. Oh, this is kind of cool because it's got like a graph type paper here. And it's the last page at the back of that pad, so it's really stuck. Yeah, so let's see about this one. So it's kind of cool. Now on this one I am going to have to trim off this hole at the top. I think I didn't go down far enough. Let me do that one more time. How straight did I go? Pretty straight. Not too bad. I could have done worse. Let's see. So we're going to make this the inside, or we might make this one have its pockets on the outside, like we did that other one. That wasn't such a bad thing. And let it be a floater. Okay, let's go in 4 inches. This one would make, because of all the graph, it would make a really good journaling fold out. I really need to score this paper. It always tears when I fold it. It is a very thick scrap of paper from Joann's. Somehow I always manage to... Oh, you know what? It's probably crooked because I cut it. That's right. I'm like, why did it look straight? There we go. Okay. You know what we could do too? Oh yeah, I hadn't thought about this. I'm sure some of you had. I was gonna say, I can fold this and then, well, I'll just show you so you can see what I'm talking about. I can actually tear this same concept, but just tear these down, and then I can glue these on. And I'm actually wondering if I do it this way. I'm thinking if I wanted to, I could bring this in slightly and do like the little pocket that has a little bit more room, you know what I'm saying, to maneuver with. And of course we will be mitering this just a little bit. But yeah, it's another way to do your pockets. If your paper is going to be with, you know, writing on it and it's going to be upside down or whatever. So I'm just going to cut that corner off. You can of course slant this across the corner as well. I'm just using my fold lines. Okay. Yeah, you know, the one thing, I'm just calling it out because I'm talking to my friends. If you guys don't know me and I talk to you about stuff, just know I'm very, very transparent on my channel, okay? A lot of the people I have with me have been with me a while, and they know me really well at this point. And some of them have even talked to me in person, you know, not in person, but on the phone. Actually, one of them does know me in person. But I just want to say, you know, calling out how I feel about all of this. There is that fear factor. And I'm calling it out because I don't want to give it credence. I don't want to let it develop, you know, or sit inside of me and be hidden. So yeah, so I just pray for me that I will have courage, because it's gonna take a lot of explaining to these people and a lot of talking probably to help them to understand what all happened 5 years ago, and what's happened throughout the past 5 years. So there's that. So yeah, just pray for me, okay? Thanks. Love you guys. My nose is itchy. What time is it? Okay. So probably gonna be my last one here. So this is, I'm glad, because then this way you guys saw a different way to do it, and it helped me to see a different way to do it as well, because I wasn't seeing this, which that just goes to show I'm tired and I'm thinking about stuff. So this paper is so thick. Okay, I'm gonna cut this one going kind of at a slant and then over. If you want to see what I did, I'm just, because it's easier to have this bottom piece and not quite so wide. Okay. All right. Surprised that my glue stayed working the whole time. I need new glue. This is my last, this bottle right here is my last bit of my art glitter glue, and I just ordered paper so that I could print the foxglove kit, so I have to wait, and so I'm going to be using my, I'm going to have to be, oops, it's jamming up on me. Shouldn't have spoke so soon. I'm going to have to be using my, what you call it, tacky glue this next week. Oh, that's what I was going to tell you, because, okay, so I have on Monday, well, today I have the hearing, okay, and then on, oh, come on, you were doing so good, baby, and on Wednesday I have the feeding the food boxes, okay, so I think I'm going to be able to, you know, get all the videos out this week for next week. But if something should happen that I'm just kind of giving you guys a heads up. That's why, because I had some stuff that I had to do. I'm not sure. I think I will be able to, but I'm just putting it out there in case, okay? I don't want anybody worrying about me or anything if I'm not there like normal. So, yeah. That was what I was thinking of earlier, and I didn't want to mention it while I was still showing you guys how to do these. Okay. So, get that in. Boy, Cordy and I are so believing the Lord for our own home. Seriously, we thank you, Lord Jesus, for the home you're going to provide for us. We know you've already picked it out. I'm just speaking that right now because we really are. Oh, and I didn't tell you guys. I mentioned last week that he was having some issues, and I might have mentioned it in the videos that are coming up this week, because, you know, I get ahead of myself when I talk about stuff that's going on a week prior in that week, and so you guys might hear me talk about it again. But here's what ended up happening. So he had his meeting with his boss, with the owner of the company, who is a very nice man, and he's a very smart man. And, you know, him and Cordy talked for about a half an hour or so, and he went in and he told him the truth about what's going on, how his hours were cut, how he's being penalized for doing exactly what his boss had asked him to do. And it's the third time this has happened with the manager of the office, and he told him, I need this to stop because it's making me nervous when I'm out working. I can't even focus on doing a good job because I'm too worried about my time. And you had already told her not to worry about how much time I get and to let me do my job. And so I need you to reiterate that to her, or we're going to have a problem, because she's blatantly, and he went through, and this is the good thing about Courtney. He doesn't go into any situation without proof. He has, truth and facts behind him. And he was able to name off every given situation that he needed to for his boss to actually take to the manager and say, this is what happened. This shouldn't have happened. This is wrong. And here's what you did in almost retaliation. Here's why did you have this meeting after I had a meeting stating the exact opposite. I mean, she literally completely went against everything that the owner of the company had said just a month before about their overtime. And he had openly invited oh, come on, this will not work. He had openly invited the men to get overtime. He wants them to work. He wants them because he wants them to do a good job, and he wants them to do what Courtney's out there doing. And they don't. They've been doing it too long. They're lazy about their job. You know how you get too familiar in a job? That's kind of where they are. They're just too familiar in it. It feels like I've got a clog all the way down in here, so I've got to take something up through here. Yeah, so anyway, they're just too familiar with what they're doing, and they've gotten used to being like, well, if nobody says anything, I'm just going to do a halfway job, and it's not a big deal. Obviously, it's not a big deal. Nobody's saying anything. Well, one of them had already gotten yelled at just a couple months ago. I mean, it just right before his boss had to really go out and start looking for property for his new warehouse. And he's been out of the office for a couple months looking for property and planning the building of a new building and all this stuff. And now he's back. He's all done. He's ready. He's ready to move them over to a new area where they're going to build. And he's finding out that people just went in complete opposition to what he had told them. And it's like, okay, he had said to them in the June meeting, guys, whatever hours you need. And he knew Courtney was already doing this, but he was trying to encourage the other two guys to do what's right and to do a good job. And they refuse. And they just look down. In fact, he told Courtney, you're the only one I have of my employees who looks me in the eye all the time. And I find it so refreshing because you're honest and you don't mince words and you come at me with the truth and you don't play games. And I really appreciate that. That's what he told Courtney. He's like, all of them, that would be kind of cute to put on the front as a little pocket or tuck. I think it will. He said, it's just refreshing that you don't play games like that. And he asked Courtney, how much do you make an hour? And Courtney told him, and he goes, well, you know what? As of next week, you're making this. So he got $1 raise, which I know that's not a huge raise, but he did get a raise. And so we're super happy about that. The Lord blessed him. And, we know that it's just going to keep going up because Courtney never stops having integrity. He took integrity with him there. They didn't teach it to him. And so, yeah. So anyway, the Lord is good, like I said, and he has our back. And that was another thing his boss told him. He goes, Courtney, I don't tell this to many people. He said, but I've got your back. He goes, I really like you, and I'm really glad that you didn't just come in here and say, I quit, I can't take no more. He said, I would have been very upset if I'd have lost you. He said, so please just know that I am going to take care of this, and it will never happen again. I will make sure this never happens again. So, yeah, it's very, very cool. So thanks for your prayers. If you need, oh, that looks cute. Look, guys, I like that. So we could do that with this one I kept, remember? And then I could even do it with the others if I wanted to. Where's that piece? Did it Is this it? No. What did I do with it? Okay, where did I put it? It was right here. I was gonna say, huh. Your girl lost it. I don't know where I put it. Oh wait, here it is. Okay, so what I was gonna say is I could do, oh, I guess because it's so short I can't. Oh wait, no. I could do it like that. And then bring it here. If I brought it down, I could trim off some of it, right? I could just cut it straight across. I just want to see if I can make this into a tuck. Because it adds something to the front here and it just looks kind of cute, you know. That one's cute. There we go. There we go. We just need it short enough. Just a little bit more. All right. All right. Coolio. So now we have little tucks on the front. I like. Okay. Time to decorate. What time is it? Yeah, time to decorate. I don't know what I want to do on my decorating with this. Let's see. I was thinking I'm still going to use this little piece here though. Or the little paper clip. I think they're so cute. I haven't used them, they're just in there, and this just gives me an excuse. The problem is this side's a little, there we go, I got it. Okay, so what I was thinking was, where's that one that has more travel stuff in it? Is that this one? No. What did I do it? Oh, is this it? No. Okay, I got that one, I got that one. Oh wait, here we go. It's this one, Voyage. All right. So I'm thinking that maybe I will go ahead and, yeah, but this trimming wouldn't really look all that great, you know. If you look at it, can you guys see? Yeah. So we'll do what Tina does. We'll cover it. There we go. I mean, I guess it's okay. But this piece isn't really going to be that great in addition to the front for a tuck. Let's see. What do I want to do? I kind of want to use some of this stuff on the front, and then let me just throw these papers back down here. I'm gonna get a drink of water real quick. I'm almost out of water. You can hear nothing but ice. Let's see. I'm looking here because I have all my little people. I was thinking maybe this would be one that I could bring some bright color into it with this. She is so cute and I want to use her so bad. Let's see, I just love her picture. It's so bright and different from what I usually choose. You know, just the color scheme and everything is vibrant and different. Okay. Hold on one second. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back. So I was thinking that I'm gonna go ahead and she looks like she might be traveling on a big ship back in the 1920s or something. I'm looking to see what else I might have that would have all these fun little, you know, I use them all the time, these little different cards and stuff, and I was just thinking they might be kind of cute on here. I don't know. Let me see. Here we go. Enjoy the journey. And then there it says voyage. I don't think I have any pictures of like ships or anything, but we can get kind of a generalized idea. Okay. Of course, we're going to use a little gold to glitz up this little piece of paper that's kind of dull on the outside. This is very neutral paper. That's why I thought she would look cool on here, because she is not neutral. She's got so much life to her that it would bring, you know, some life to it. Of course, we have to frame her in some gold. Wouldn't be the same, right? Love it. I love doing that to pictures. And that one's done, that was done. Okay, good. Now, this little lovely thing we got going here, I think I want to scuff up these edges some before I distress it. This bottom part's a little bit scuffed already from the folding process of this paper. Not too bad. I've never gotten one of those Tim Holtz page edge distressors or whatever they're called, where you can scuff it with that. I've never gotten one of those, so I just use some good old scissors. Just want to make sure I get some nice dark. I'm gonna have to buy some pads. Courtney asked me what I want for my birthday, you guys. So I'm thinking Hobby Lobby, maybe at least a, you know, one purchase, something from there. My birthday falls at the first of the month. It's August 9th, in case anybody is curious. And I'll be 57. Woo woo! And he asked me what I wanted, and I'm like, well, it's right in the middle of the smack dab in the middle of Bill Week. Like our first 2 weeks of the month, well, 3 weeks, but the first 2 weeks are the highest, you know, bill times for us, and the last, you know, 2 weeks are usually the best. And so my birthday falls on Bill Week. I'm like, man. But yeah, so maybe I'll just say let's wait until the 3rd or 4th week, and then we'll go, and I'll go to Hobby Lobby and get my gift. Do you think that's a good idea? I think that's a good idea, because then I can budget it in a little better, and maybe I can have a little bit of a birthday present. Of course, my honey's like, I am your birthday present. Yes, he is. He's a sweetie pie. He is a sweetie pie. Good guy. So we're doing some gold on this, and then I even think I'm gonna add, just to give it some glam, a little more glam, because I love that shabby chic, you know. I'm thinking of this gold over here against, you know, the edge to kind of brighten up, and then having that cheese, the cheesecloth, I was thinking, you know, makes it look kind of scraggly. This, of course, makes it look a little fancy, and I just like that combination, you know what I mean? I just do. Now, art glitter glue works amazing with this particular ribbon. I don't know what to call this stuff. It's ribbon, but it's like a metallic. But art glitter glue does really well to hold it down, so that's what I always use with it. and it comes through, but then you just take your dry wipe and it catches it, and there we go. Voila, it's on there. Now, come here, little girl. Now, how do we want to do this? You know what I might do, too? I can pull that off. I almost like this, liken this to like a netting. You know how you have the fisherman's net on a ship? That's in my eyes when I'm looking at this taupey beige colored, you know, that's what it's making me think of. And I even was thinking this brown thread would be kind of cool to just do a little bit of nesting at the edge or something. I don't do this a whole lot, so let's see how good I do at it. I've done it a couple times with you guys, but I've seen other people just do an amazing job adding this to stuff, and it looks so cute. So I was thinking that maybe I'll just tuck this in a little bit, kind of like that, and then do this on top here, like so. And let's get this a little bit more grungy, okay? There. And then do this. Now, you know what I think? I'm gonna tear this. That's what I think. What time is it? Time for me to be saying goodbye here in a minute. I'm not gonna do the inside, but just for your curiosity, if you are curious, I will be doing the inside. Probably either putting coffee dyed paper to write on top of the pockets, or I will actually be decorating each pocket with, I don't know, something simple that brings in this part congruently with the rest of, you know, the piece. So that's the goal for me usually. I don't have to be matchy, but I do like congruency. So yeah, I'm gonna use for this part. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna use this glue for this part first. There we go. And then I'm going to use the hot glue because it works so quick, holds down so well, and also when it comes to like threads and cheesecloth and stuff like that, it's like really, really good to do. Okay, and now this little piece. Now, where do we want this? I'm thinking about like right there. That's where my eyes are liking it. I'm going to trim this all the way down because it's tucked up underneath there, but I don't want that flap, you know. Of course, I could do it, nah, or right here. No. What I am going to do is I'm going to put some of this here, and I'm going to press that thread and that cheesecloth down into it. And then I'm going to bring this piece of cheesecloth so that it's not hanging down, fraying down on the edge, simply because that tends to, you know, pull on it later if a person hits it with their finger or whatever. So I do like to have it sealed as good as possible. All right. So there we go. There's mine on the outside. Believe in new possibilities and enjoy the journey. I like the way that phrase goes together. And then I'm probably going to make this part here journaling space. I'm going to have to glue this little corner down. It's flipping up. And then on this part, I might like do some cool sayings, or you know, I'm not sure yet, but I'm gonna decorate here and put in some, you know, journal cards. So there we go. I hope you guys enjoyed today's mask make and that you try these out. They're, like I said, they're super easy and versatile. You can do different things with them, as we did in the video. I'm glad that we ended up trying out different little things like trimming it and making tuck spots. Let me bring these guys in. So we have our little tuck spot on this shorter one, and as you can see, then you've got your shorter pockets. We've got the taller one that's folded from the outside that opens like this. We've got this one that was trimmed off up here and put as a tuck spot down here. And then we have the bigger pockets because we did the folding on this one, which you could do with all of them. Totally cool idea. And then we have this plainer one that's like that. So I hope you guys had fun and that you enjoyed these. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Please, if you get value from this channel, please hit like and subscribe and come back and hang out with me and our family at Terrace Tape. And it'll also help the growth of my channel to promote it and get it out there in the algorithm. And I'd sure appreciate your support. God bless you guys, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.